Max Pringle with these headlines. Wyoming Republican Congresswoman Liz Cheney lost her primary bid to retain her congressional seat Tuesday, falling to GOP challenger Harriet Hageman by 37 percentage points. Cheney's vote to impeach former President Trump for inciting the January 6th insurrection and her role on the committee investigating January 6th cost her considerable support in Wyoming. Cheney told MSNBC that she could have regained her seat, but that would have meant compromising her ethics.
There's no political office that's more important than the principles that we take an oath to defend. And I believe that Donald Trump continues to pose a very grave threat and risk to our republic.
Cheney said that she plans to be part of a bipartisan coalition whose goal is to ensure former President Trump never holds office again. She also did not rule out a presidential run herself in 2024. Meanwhile, in Alaska, Republican Senator and Trump critic Lisa Murkowski has advanced to her primary. She'll face 3 other candidates in November's general election. And Trump ally Sarah Palin advanced in one U.S. House seat contest and in a race to serve out the remainder of the late Alaska Congressman Don Young's term, he died in March. Public News Service's Nadia Ramlagan has more.
Palin is among 3 candidates in a special election for Alaska's sole U.S. House seat. Palin's opponent, Nick Begich, campaigned Tuesday in Wasilla, Palin's hometown.
This isn't Celebrity Apprentice. This is a very serious election. It requires serious thought, with serious representation, and someone who's focused on the state of Alaska.
I'm Nadia Ramlagan for Pacifica Network and Public News Service.
Rudy Giuliani has arrived in an Atlanta courthouse under a judge's order to appear before a special grand jury in an investigation into possible illegal attempts to influence the 2020 election in Georgia. The former New York mayor and attorney for former President Trump entered the Fulton County Courthouse today. Reporters asked Giuliani about allegations he lied to Georgia election officials about interfering in the election.
We will not talk about this until it's over. It's a grand jury, and grand juries, as I recall, a secret.
Do you believe President Trump is the ultimate target of this investigation?
I'm not going to comment on the grand jury investigation.
It's unclear how much Giuliani is willing to say now that his lawyers have been notified he's a target of the investigation. The investigation has snared several allies of the Republican former president and brought heightened scrutiny to his failed efforts to overturn his 2020 election defeat. UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres plans to travel to Ukraine tomorrow for a meeting with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky and Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan to discuss getting out grain shipments that are critical to feeding the world's hungry. They're also expected to talk about a possible fact-finding mission to the Russian-controlled Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant, which Moscow and Kyiv have accused each other of shelling. Health officials in India say the capital, New Delhi, is now the epicenter of a new COVID-19 outbreak. FSN's Ishan Garg reports.
Authorities are asking hospitals to ramp up booster shots in the wake of rising infections. Latest data suggests that more than 90% of those hospitalized in New Delhi with COVID-19 had not taken a 3rd dose. The capital city has now brought back a mask mandate. But with no restrictions on movement, the city is now seeing its biggest spike in infections in more than 6 months. Other large cities like Mumbai are also following suit. Nearly all ICU beds in the city were occupied on Tuesday as the city witnessed a sharp spike in infections in the past 2 weeks. Health experts say without a sufficient booster coverage, India could witness another COVID-19 wave. It may be smaller, but it could still be deadly for the most vulnerable.
That's Ishan Garg reporting in New Delhi, and I'm Max Pringle.